On the occasion of the second Global Humanitarianism Research Academy here at the University of Exeter, we published the online atlas on the history of human rights and humanitarianism in open access. The idea is that successive generations of Academy's fellows are contributing to this common project by writing entries on various issues related to the history of human rights and humanitarianism. It is wonderful to see how this project we started last year is growing and emerging in such a nice way.
I'm Jean-Luc Blondel, I'm former head of ICRC archives in Geneva. This is the second time I participate to this workshop and program with the same intention as we had last year to offer the ICRC archives for research. What is striking for me, and I like it, is to see the motivation of the people, the cooperative spirit they have supporting each other with, I have a question, I can help you, can you give me more details on your research? I think it is very positive atmosphere, I feel. Not all of them, and it was not expected to be so, are not having a research related to the ICRC, but they are having work on humanitarian work in history with a critical view, and I think it is for our institution as a partner a very positive step forward in our spirit of being open to be criticized also by scholars.
The Global Humanitarianism Research Academy is built on the concepts of humanitarianism, human rights and development. These are concepts that are extremely relevant and resonant in the early 21st century. Part of the purpose of the Academy is to bring historical research in each of these fields into a contemporary context, and also to build a dialogue between the past and the present. And we do this by actively involving the International Committee of the Red Cross in the Academy, but also giving the students the opportunity to spend a week in Geneva, as well as the week that they're able to spend in Exeter and in Mainz.
The Global Humanitarianism Research Academy is an inspiring cooperation between scholarship and practitioners of humanitarian action. This is the Leibniz-Institut of European History in Germany. It's the Center for Imperial and Global History of the University of Exeter and the International Committee of the Red Cross in Geneva. The cooperation is about academic training, it's about archival research and high-level discussions and debates with delegates from the International Committee of the Red Cross. But it's also a great opportunity for young researchers to engage with each other and to engage with the leaders of the Academy. And as a leader of the Academy, it's just wonderful to talk and debate with these bright young students from all over the world.
I think the Academy has been really valuable for me. So I've approached my thesis on forced and child marriage in British colonial Africa from a predominantly African social history perspective, and I came to the history of humanitarianism and human rights fairly late in the game. So for me it's been really useful to kind of sit down with eminent scholars in the field and sort of colleagues that are working in this field all the time, and really sort of benefit from those insights as my thesis kind of moves more into that particular field, and it's really helped me to crystallize some of the ideas that I have for a postdoc as well. So it's been really useful as I'm writing up my thesis to kind of think about those final stages and what happens next. So it's been a really interesting week so far.
I'd say it's the experience of working with other academics, people at similar stages in their career, people slightly ahead and then people much farther ahead, like the organizers. It's been great to talk about how to solve common problems, like how to organize answering a question, and just to see how we're answering very similar questions but in different ways. So it's very enriching to see how we answer the same questions sometimes in very different ways, or answer different questions in similar ways. So that I find that quite helpful.
What I've enjoyed most about the Academy so far has been the pace and the diversity of the activities. So on the first day, for instance, we went through a ton of different literature. On the second day, we presented each other's proposals, each other's research. And for instance, today we're working on the online atlas, working on our ideas for our contributions to that. So you get at some of the same themes from different angles, different approaches, and that really helps to get them in different ways.
One of the things that I would say I've learned most from my colleagues here at the Academy is just new and sort of innovative projects within this field. So very often we get sort of enclosed in our own work and we forget that there's so many other topics out there that this has been a great opportunity to introduce myself to the larger picture of human rights and humanitarianism.
I am sure that what I have gained here will help me to finish my dissertation, to consider the place of child labor in the context of the history of humanitarianism and human rights. In addition, I think this is one of the best graduate student conferences that I have ever attended.